Hello and welcome to Wholeo-Awakening's YouTube channel. My name is Nathan Faust. Welcome to a new adventure on the Five Animal Frolics. That's right, the Five Animal Frolics. This is a very prominent and very interesting set of Qigong exercises. You can probably type in on Google or on YouTube itself and find videos or articles about this specific set. It's one of my favorites sets of Qigong exercises, which is the Five Animal Frolics. The Five Animal Frolics consist of the tiger, also follows by the deer, the bear, the monkey, and then the beautiful, graceful crane. So, like I said, this is a very prominent and very famous set of Qigong. So what I'm going to do that a lot of people on YouTube seem to stray away from is actually go through the movements and teach it to you. Usually you have to go to an online class or pay $90 or $30 for a private Qigong class to learn what I'm going to share with you today. We're going to be walking through each of the movements, teaching you detailed, and also applying these techniques and these emotions and these feelings that you get from practicing in real life. So that's the value of these videos, is that it's more applicable to real life. Usually, when you go on YouTube, you see someone just gracefully going through it, which is awesome. I love watching that. I love it. Just by watching an expert player in the Qigong field, it really just relaxes you. But this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to go through this, I believe, 3 modes. We're going to be looking at the physical requirements for each posture. We're going to be looking at the psycho-emotional chi feeling of each of the movements. And then we're going to be looking at the application of each movement. Because it's important that we distill the emotion of each of these animals, because they teach us something. They teach us something about life. They teach us something about how we can interrelate to humanity, and also teaches us specific attributes to take on during specific situations that we might encounter. So, without further ado, let us begin, my good friend. Just like the 5 yin organ exercises that we've done before, my feet, there's no funky business, nothing at all. Instead, my feet are going to be pointing directly towards you. And as you can see right now, if I step back a little more, you can see my toes. But I won't do that. I'll just give you explicit detail. My toes are pointing straight ahead. My feet are together. I haven't separated the yin and the yang yet. And when it's time to practice, what you want to do is transition your weight from your left foot to your right foot. It's like someone lifting a heavy package over here on your left side, picking it up, and then putting it over here instead. It's like balances or scales. You put the tomatoes over here, the scale lifts, so forth. That's what we want. So I want you to pick up, visualize yourself, picking up the weight of your left leg right now, and then transition it to your right leg. Simultaneously, you're lifting your left heel, so your left ball of your foot is touching the ground. Now, if your heel is lifted, step out. What we're going for is about shoulder width. If you step a little wider, that's okay too, my good friend, as long as you're comfortable. Now that my feet are pointed straight ahead, I'm about shoulder width apart in my stance. Now, the knees. The knees are also very important in any Qigong and in any Tai Chi. You want to relax them. Soft bend in the knees. Never overextend beyond comfortable, what you're comfortably able to. Never go beyond your toes either, because that can cause some damage in your knees. So, I like to, I don't know if you can see this, just slightly bend them. Just slightly bend them. There. Now, your waist area, your stomach, your waist area, your gua area. I talked a little bit about this in the 5 yin organ exercises, but it's very important to open your gua, which is basically right here in your hips. This area. Relax that area. And one way you can do it is simply talk to it and say, relax, relax. Your stomach. My stomach isn't tense. I'm not holding my abdominals at all. I'm relaxing. I'm using belly breathing. What that means is my air isn't coming from my chest. If you look at people, if you watch people very carefully, you'll see that they breathe through their chest. I want us to breathe through the stomach. Breathe in this area. So much more relaxing, so much better for you as far as health, and you get a lot more of oxygen as well. I don't know if you can see that or not, but what's happening is my belly, I'm going to use my hands here and come closer to the camera so you can see. So this is the breathing pattern throughout the entire Qigong routine of the 5 Animal Frolics. See how my belly is pooching out? That's me inhaling and then exhale. Again. Breathing in. See, I'm centering on the dantian. It's as if you have a little baby, basically, in your stomach. It's the closest I can liken it to. The ladies in my classes always excel at this, especially if they had children in the past. They always excel at breathing through their diaphragm, breathing in that location at the dantian, using gut breathing, because they carry babies, they carry children. Men have a hard time. We guys are taught, especially in the West and the United States, to always keep your chest up and be strong and tough. Tai Chi is so opposite of that. Qigong is too. But that's the breathing pattern of the 5 Animal Frolics, and usually of any Qigong as well. Let's see that again. We have such great video quality, don't we? Great video quality. Breathing in. So thankful for the video quality. Exhale. Inhale. One way that you can practice this is just put your hands, interlock your hands to your stomach like this. Rest them against there. And just breathe. Inhale, exhale. So this is also called normal breathing. Or Buddhist breathing. And no, you don't have to be a Buddhist to breathe that way. So that's your breathing pattern for this exercise, for all the 5 Animal Frolics, and for Tai Chi and Qigong in general, usually. Next, we're leaving the stomach area, and we're traveling up to our shoulders and chest area. Our shoulders always need to be down if we can, okay? There's going to be some movements like tiger, the first movement that we're going to work on today. It requires you to push up. When we're pushing up, always remember to keep your shoulders down and relaxed. That's basically it. And also the armpits. Notice my arms are always slightly away from the armpits. This is so that blood can properly circulate through the body. And this is also because Qi can then circulate through the body as well. Moving up to the chin and, of course, the mouth area. Now, the chin needs to be slightly tucked. Not pooching it like this. Needs to be slightly tucked in. The tongue, which will be represented by my right hand here. And here, my left hand will represent the top of the mouth, the hard palate of the mouth. And my pinky finger here is going to represent the teeth, okay? My tongue is going to rest right there, just behind the teeth, on the hard palate of the mouth. On the palate of the mouth, okay? Just lightly reach and touch. Your teeth are going to be basically like this, resting against each other. Your jaw's relaxed. There's no tension in your teeth, no tension in your jaw. Everything's relaxed. And gracing your beautiful face is a pleasant, beautiful smile. That is very important because that brings up positive energy. Okay, so that's the basics. Let's go on with the first of the 5 animal exercises, the tiger. The tiger is a predator. The tiger preys on another creature. It strikes, attacks, it kills, it eats. So what the tiger teaches us is confidence. It teaches us assertiveness. So let's say, for example, you're in the business world or you're getting your degree in something. You need to have a certain level of assertiveness and a certain level of confidence for you to act as the tiger. In my coaching, as you know, I'm a coach. I coach people with confidence issues a lot. And one thing that I get them to do is this tiger exercise. Why? Because it boosts confidence and assertiveness. If you want to be assertive, if you want to get the job done, if you want to complete your degree on time, if you want to do these certain things, the tiger is going to help you achieve that. You can see that there's some kind of cadence to that as well with the tiger. It gets things done. That's the tiger. So if you are a little more passive, which is okay, which is wonderful, beautiful. If you're more introverted, beautiful qualities. Practice the tiger and it will help you balance those energies with more yang attributes. So that's the reason, one of the emotional reasons why we practice the tiger as well. It's also, according to Chinese medicine, very good to fight arthritis. Now this is just according to Chinese medicine. It's good for arthritis, it's good for your fingers, it's good for your joints of your entire body. It's related to the springtime. So it relates all and everything towards the spring. Whatever spring corresponds to in traditional Chinese medicine, the tiger benefits that. And also, therefore, since spring would liver, tiger's good for liver and its opposite organ. So it's very important if you are angry at someone at the office, or if you're angry at your lover or your partner, that you practice the tiger, because the tiger will get that aggression out and it will help heal you from the inside out. So, as with everything, tiger's yang on the outside, but also is healing, gentle yin on the inside. Makes you strong, makes you confident on the outside, but also makes you peaceful and satisfied on the inside. So, let's go ahead and do the movement. Toes straight ahead, like I went through before. Let me demonstrate it first from facing you, the side, and back, and then we will deconstruct it. This is me demonstrating, so watch carefully, okay? And any part that's cut out, I will detail. Good. So that's the front side. Let me get my good side here. Good side's this side, I think. What is my good side? Oh, anyway, here we go. Reach out. Draw in, scoop, going up, 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 press up, and then back down. Okay, so let's deconstruct it. Feet are pointing forward. All this area is pretty simple, so what I really want to focus on is the upper body first. So, different people perform this differently, but it has the same intention. In the end, it's all about intention. My goal is to stimulate the liver, and one way to do that is going up and pressing up. So that's the ultimate goal. Some people add the little swirl like I did there. Some people just go up like this, down, up, press up, and there's other ways that you can do it as well. So we'll start with the hands. Okay, with the tiger, it's very important because we're trying to work the wrist and the hand, the knuckles, and the fingers. So it's very important to do this. Notice I'm gripping. We call this gripping. This is tiger claws. Like that. And you want to do that with both hands. Tiger claws, gripping, as if you're gripping something. Gripping someone's shoulder. Or gripping someone's arm. Like that. An exercise to practice that is like that. If you can see that. That gripping motion. So your hands are going to be gripping. Your elbow is never going to extend. It needs to have a light bend in it. As well as your shoulder needs to be down and relaxed. Your arm needs to have a nice bend in it. So, notice as I go out here, I press out. And then I turn my palms to face down towards the ground. And then I push my palms down to about waist level. Let me get it closer here so you can see. It'll cut off my head, but that's okay. Go here, press out. So this is the beginning of the movement. You want to begin pushing out like this. And then your hands turn. Palms facing towards the earth below. Fingertips are pointing straight ahead. Everything is nice and straight. My fingers are wide. I'm pushing down. And that will correspond to sinking the chi or sinking the energy, just like Tai Chi. Like that. And then after that, my palms are now facing towards my legs. See, in that crease, in the hip crease, the qua, the hip crease. In between the groin area, in that area there. Then my fingers clench, tiger claws. They go up the center line of the body. I usually turn them over about heart level. Then I turn them over, opening the hands and pushing up overhead so that, move back here so you can see, so that I'm looking straight through the tiger's mouth. The tiger's mouth is this area here. It's between your index finger and your thumb. It's this area right here. And looking through the tiger's mouth is basically, I've got both my hands here facing you like this. Fingers are pointing to each other. The index and the thumb are pointing at each other like this. And my eyes are going straight through here, like I'm looking through it. I'm looking through the tiger's mouth. So I'm looking up through that mouth, through that gaping jowls, and you see and visualize those teeth and saliva pouring down. Pretty scary, right? But think of the adrenaline that the tiger's having. Think of the confidence the tiger's having in that moment. And then after this point in time, as I'm looking or peering through the tiger's mouth, my hands are going to float to the side. All the way down. I release from the tiger's mouth. So let's talk about the releasing phase. So I'm looking through here, and I relax the joints. So visualize this. Visualize me peering through here. My hands are up above the head. I'm peering through here. Both my hands. I release. And then I separate the hands, and they float down to the sides. Again. So let's break it up. The first movement is basically up, pushing out. Both hands push out. Relax. Both hands push down. Palms turning towards the legs, facing your quad, which is your hip crease, right here in the groin area. Right there. Here, my fingers are like they're digging into muscle tissue. They're digging in. And they're tracing all the way up to the center line of my body. The center line of the body is belly button right here, all the way up to nose. That's the center line of the body. They trace up. Basically where my zipper is. And then, as soon as they get to chest level, my palms are going to turn over. And it is as if I'm lifting a huge and heavy weight all the way up. A huge and heavy weight. As if I'm lifting up the roof over my head. I'm staring up into the tiger's mouth. And then afterwards, my hands separate. Relaxation begins to set in as I exhale. And my hands float to the sides once again. After they're at the side, I take a deep breath in. I exhale through my nose. My hands float to the quad, the hip crease. I tighten my hands. I'm digging my claws in. I'm tracing my hands up to the heart. I'm turning my palms over so that they can press up, holding the roof over my head. As I stare in to the tiger's mouth, benefiting my liver, benefiting all my spring energy. And then I exhale back down. Watch me do it one last time. So, my hands float up. Palms are facing my crease. Tighten your hands. Digging your hands into the meat. Drawing up. Turning over and pressing up. You're gazing through the tiger's mouth. And then inhale, exhale. Your hands float down the side again. Wonderful. All right. Before we practice this as a moving meditation, let's go through some questions. How long am I supposed to hold this? Looking into the tiger's mouth. A single breath. A single breath. So, say for example, I'm inhaling here and then I exhale. That's over exaggerated exhale so that you can hear me. And then I sit here for about another breath cycle. So I breathe in, then I exhale. I inhale a little more, and then I exhale. And slow down. Again, inhale. And you get all kinds of funky things with your body as you press out. Exhale. Inhale, breathe in. And then exhale. Good. All right. Wonderful. How many times should I do this? 9 times. Practice each of these movements 9 times, at least. And then after that, after you got 9 times down, up it. Go to 21. Go to 36. Test your limits, test your boundaries. That's what I encourage you. As you can see, the tiger brings out a little more outspoken nature about you, which is also good and healthy, as long as in balance. Okay, that's basically it. It's a pretty simple exercise, the tiger. One last thing is I want to talk a little bit about the legs, because we kind of ignored it and we went on just the shoulders and the upper body. One last thing about the upper body. You'll see me, especially during the moving meditation. I think we have me doing the Five Animal Frolics already on Wholeo-Awakening. If I do, I will leave a link in the description box below this video. But you'll see me kind of undulate a little bit, just a little bit, like that. Do that if you want. It's not necessary. It's kind of like my own artistry coming into the movements. Qigong and Tai Chi. Tai Chi Chuan is martial arts. So it's fighting, it's also artistic as well. And sometimes I like to add my own artistic wave in it. When I do, I'll make sure to highlight that so that you can do it or not. Like, for example, I demonstrated that movement from the beginning. I was kind of going to roll throughout the body. That's just my artistic flair. You can do whatever you want to do. Just make sure you play it safe, you have fun, and you're relaxed doing it. So, let's do it together. Enough talking, enough introduction to the movement. Let's practice together. If you have been sitting, stand up. Let's do this together. And if you have been kind of practicing and following along, great on you. Let's keep going. This time, I'm just going to flow through the movement. Copy me as best as you can. If you have any more questions about this movement, please feel free to comment below asking your question. And we at Wholeo-Awakening always respond to our questions. Always, almost always respond to our questions and comments. It's very unheard of if we don't. We're very much inclined to talking with you guys and really interested in getting a wonderful community going. So, follow with me. Good. That's 3 times. Thank you so much. This completes this video. And I want you to practice this movement. If you have any questions about, just rewind that specific section and replay it. You can always watch this video over and over and over and over again and do it with me. There is going to be a moving meditation. I'm also going to be doing a moving meditation of the 5 yin organs. I said I was going to do it, but I forgot. So if you've been following that program, Protocol 2, that's going to be released as well as a slow flow moving meditation of all 5 animal frolics. But until then, practice this one movement. I want you to practice this one movement and get really in depth with it. Start flowing with it. Start getting the personality going. Try that exercise I demonstrated. Going out, drawing in. This exercise alone is very beneficial for your hands and your balance. The next exercise is going to be the deer. It covers the water element and the kidneys and winter time. So, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Namaste. I hope you live in your heart. Peace.